Shadows in the Reactor, the forgotten German atomic bomb team. Imagine this, it's 1945 and the world teeters on the brink. Allied bombers darken the skies over Berlin, but in a hidden Bavarian cabin, a team of the Reich's brightest minds, quantum wizards who cracked the atom's code, huddles in secrecy. They've poured years into a doomsday machine that could have turned London to ash before Hiroshima ever glowed. What if one wrong move, one whispered betrayal, had handed Adolf Hitler the ultimate Wunderwaffe? What if the bomb that ended the war was born not from American ingenuity, but from a desperate race against these forgotten ghosts? Welcome to the electrifying untold saga of Germany's atomic bomb team, the men who split the nucleus, dodged death in the Alps, and eavesdropped on their own downfall. Buckle up, this isn't history. It's a thriller ripped from declassified vaults, the forbidden spark, Fission's dark birth. It all ignited in a dingy Berlin lab on December 17, 1938, not with a bang, but a quiet lab note scribbled in haste. Otto Hahn, the Nobel-bound chemist with a conscience that would haunt him, and his colleague Fritz Strassmann stared at their uranium sample. It had fissioned, split like a cosmic eggshell, releasing energy that could chain react into oblivion. Bohr will think it mad, Hahn muttered, underestimating the apocalypse he'd unleashed. But word spread like wildfire through Europe's salons. Niels Bohr, the Danish oracle of atoms, smuggled the secret to America on a luxury liner, whispering to Einstein, "The Nazis have the key to hell." Overnight, the Third Reich's Uranverein, Uranium Club, was born in April 1939, a clandestine cabal of 70 eggheads sworn to secrecy under pain of the Gestapo's boot. Led by the enigmatic Werner Heisenberg, the boy genius turned Nazi poster child, they dreamed of reactors humming in mountain caves, fueling U-boats or, gods forbid, a bomb to eclipse the sun. Sensational whispers swirled even then. Jewish scientists like Lise Meitner, who co-discovered fission but fled Hitler's pogroms, leaked clues to the Allies from Swedish exile. Heisenberg's team hoarded uranium oxide like dragon's gold, shipping it from Belgian mines under blackout trains. But here's the pulse pounder. Hitler himself dismissed it as Jewish physics, funneling cash instead to V-2 rockets that rained terror on London. A near miss. In 1941, Heisenberg pedaled to Copenhagen on a covert mission, sketching a reactor blueprint for his mentor Bohr over smuggled aquavit. Bohr, trembling, mistook it for a bomb schematic and bolted to British spies. "They're closer than we think." That single doodle turbocharged the Manhattan Project, turning Allied fear into Oppenheimer's firestorm. Cliffhangers in the fjords, commandos versus the Reich's atomic heart. By 1942, the German juggernaut hit a snag. Graphite for reactors was impure, tainted by boron like a curse. Heisenberg pivoted to heavy water, deuterium oxide, from Norway's Vemork plant, a fortress perched on a 600-foot gorge, guarded by Gestapo wolves and anti-air guns. The Nazis seized it in 1940, churning out tons under slave labor's whip. But whispers of sabotage reached London. Churchill's SOE hatched Operation Gunnerside, a suicide ski mission for 6 Norwegian ghosts trained in Scottish moors. Picture the terror. February 1943, blizzard howls through Telemark's peaks. Paratrooper Joachim Runneberg, 23 and ice-veined, leads his commandos on a 300-mile trek, skis slicing virgin snow, compasses frozen. A prior raid, British gliders, crashed in flames, survivors tortured and beheaded per Hitler's commando order, no mercy. They scale sheer ice walls by rope, hearts pounding as patrols sweep below with bloodhounds. At midnight, they slip into Vemork's cable tunnel like phantoms, clippers snipping alarms. No shots fired, just 500 kilograms of heavy water cells smashed, explosives blooming into a 2,000-gallon inferno that lit the fjord like Judgment Day. Escape, a 200-mile ski odyssey to Sweden, dodging Luftwaffe spotters, one man vanishing into an avalanche's maw. The raid gutted Heisenberg's supply, delaying the program by a year, perhaps the razor-thin margin that saved the world. Without it, whispers historians, Berlin's labs might have cracked criticality by 44. If these hairpin raids and midnight sketches have you gripping your seat, imagining the what-ifs that kept Oppenheimer one step ahead, hit that subscribe button on Behind the Veil Truths. We've got more declassified daggers waiting. Next up, the spy who sank Hitler's son. Don't miss the veil lifting. Each sentence can be long if the input requires it, but must not exceed 30 words. If a sentence is longer, split it into 2 or more natural sentences without altering the content. The Alpine manhunt, chasing ghosts through cesspools and cabins. As D-Day's echoes faded, Allied panic peaked. Had the Nazis stashed a dirty bomb in the Harz Mountains? Enter Colonel Boris Pash's Alsos mission, Lightning a rogue squad of GIs and eggheads racing Soviet tanks to the Rhine. In April 1945, Pasha's 19-man posse stormed Heidelberg in jeeps bristling with 50 cals, dodging werewolf ambushes, teenage fanatics with Panzerfausts lurking in haylofts. They unearthed Heisenberg's lair in Heigerloch, a cavern lab with a jury-rigged reactor, uranium bars glowing like forbidden fruit. But the files? Sunk in a cesspool per scientist Danny Winter's confession under lamplight grilling. The retrieval? Pure pulp nightmare. GIs in gas masks wading knee-deep in filth, fishing a watertight drum from the sludge, hearts racing as locals jeered. Inside, blueprints for isotope separation, heavy water vials, and Heisenberg's escape manifest. The chase intensified, splitting forces. One team evades a gorge bridge bombing, fording rapids on horseback. Another bluffs 700 SS troops in Urfeld with a megaphone roar, surrender or be vaporized. On May 3rd, in a fog-shrouded Urfeld cabin, they nab Heisenberg mid-sermon to his family, the maestro protesting, "We were building peace, not war." 9 more, Hahn, Diebner, von Weizsäcker, rounded up in midnight sweeps, helicoptered to England's Farm Hall, a Georgian manor rigged with mics like a spider's web. Eavesdropped doom, Farm Hall's phantom choir. Cloistered from July to January 46, the captives, Heisenberg's inner circle, plus innocents like Max von Laue, unwound in cricket whites and sherry, unaware every mutter was etched on wax cylinders. Operation Epsilon's bugs caught gold. Heisenberg scoffing at Allied tech. The Gestapo was subtler, while plotting morale-boosting lies about sabotage. But August 6 shattered the idol. A BBC bulletin crackles. Atomic bomb on Hiroshima. Stunned silence, then chaos. Paul Hartek blurts, "It's hydrogen-enhanced TNT, 10 times the boom." Hahn, Nobel fresh in pocket, snaps, "Second raters, all of you, the Yanks did it." Heisenberg, pale as Fission's ghost, miscalculates wildly. They'd need a factory the size of Texas for the uranium. The transcripts, a confessional fever dream. Diebner laments lost glory. Gerlach fumes at betrayal. Relief mingles with regret. Hahn whispers thanks the bomb stayed from Hitler's claws. Revelations poured. No plutonium path, no enrichment scale-up, just theoretical tinkering, starved by Hitler's V-weapon obsession and Allied hammers. Heisenberg's vague hope, to bore, a stall tactic, perhaps self-delusion. Declassified in '92, these 200 hours exposed the farce. Germany was light years from boom. Their team, a fractured dream crushed by exodus, raids, and hubris. In the end, these forgotten alchemists didn't forge Armageddon. They fueled its fear, birthing the bomb that scarred Japan and shadowed us all. But what if Vemork fell silent a month later? What if Pasha's cesspool dive yielded a detonator blueprint? The veil hides more, Soviet snatches, defectors, diaries, echoes in today's labs. If this atomic ghost story has your mind racing through alternate timelines, smash subscribe on Behind the Veil Truths. We're peeling back the next layer of Cold War phantoms. What forbidden file should we crack next? Drop it below. The truth waits, but it bites. Each sentence can be long if the input requires it, but must not exceed 30 words. If a sentence is longer, split it into 2 or more natural sentences without altering the content.